Hey everyone, it's Tracy Martirana here from Holistic Wellness with Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about planning a spring cleanse. During the big changes of the seasons, so as we go from winter to spring and we go from summer to fall, people are often sort of drawn or inspired to do some sort of a cleanse or a detoxification. I like cleanse because your body knows how to detox. You don't have to do anything special to make that happen. But the idea behind a cleanse is just a little reset, giving your body a break from some of the garbage that we throw at it all the time, giving your mind a break, and just taking a few days to do some radical self-care. Coming out of the Vata winter season into the very Kapha spring season can get us a little out of balance. And if those two words that I just used, Vata and Kapha, mean nothing to you, that's fine. I will link below a couple videos that I did previously that do discuss Ayurveda basics. But if you don't really care about that, that's fine. You really don't have to understand Ayurveda to want to do a cleanse. And there's plenty of people who do cleanses that don't even know the word Ayurveda. So don't worry about it. What you need to know is that Kapha energy that I'm talking about that is high in spring as we come into spring, that energy is very slow and dull, heavy, it's moist, oily, sort of sticky. Think mud. So that tends to leave us feeling a little heavy, a little uninspired, just kind of blah. To bring balance to the energy, we feel drawn to do a cleanse, which often has sort of like a light diet. So we're eating sort of less, we're eating lighter foods, more vegetables. There's usually some movement involved in a cleanse, nothing crazy, but a lot of times there's either like walking or yoga, just to get the body moving, lightening it up a little bit. And then often we add in during this time of radical self-care some additions, be it meditation or a media detox, whatever. So let's talk about it in detail a little bit more. You can do a cleanse anytime you want, but like I said, the seasonal changes just tend to draw us in to do a cleanse in the spring and in the fall. Some people go into a cleanse like gung-ho. They want it to be 14 days. They're going to do water fasts or juice fasts, enemas, like sometimes just some really, I want to say, severe things that, I don't know. To me, that's not a cleanse. To me, a cleanse should be almost an act of radical self-care. It should be sort of cutting out all the crap that we sort of bombard ourselves with all the time and focus on nourishing ourselves. So during a cleanse, for me, I avoid alcohol and caffeine and sugar and too much fat. I might do a little social media detox, sort of setting those things aside. I might pick up a book that I really wanted to read and let myself just enjoy that. I might increase my exercise to increase more walking, more yoga, more meditation, things like that. So if you are thinking about doing a cleanse, then you need to spend a few minutes sort of mapping it out. What is it that you want to get from the cleanse? Why are you doing it? And therefore, what will it look like for you? To me, I do 3 or 5 days. That feels good. Other people do 14 days or 21 days. That feels excessive to me. But if you're called to do 21 days, go ahead. So let's talk for a moment about how you would plan your cleanse. You've decided, yes, you want to do a cleanse. First thing you might want to think about is how many days do you think you want to do this for? Now, again, I feel like 3 to 5 days is fine. It will depend a little bit on your schedule. You do not want to do a cleanse if you have like a wedding to attend, or if at work every day people bring in snacks and like donuts and things like that that tempt you all the time, then maybe you want to do your cleanse more on a weekend. If a weekend is exactly when you want to have a glass of wine and eat your donut, then do it during the week. And I'm not saying eat donuts, just using it as an example. So decide when you're going to do it, how many days you want to do it, and then start to think about what it will look like for you. Now, for me, again, my biggest focus is stop putting stuff in my body that I don't really want, stuff that I might enjoy, like my glasses of wine or like, I don't know, a cookie, things like that. But what do I want to put into it? Like I want lots of veggies. I want lean, healthy proteins. I want a handful of good whole grains. Then maybe make a meal plan around those things. Like what is breakfast going to look like? What is lunch going to look like? What is dinner going to look like? What about snacks? If I want a snack, what will it be? Because you want to make sure that you have those things on hand, that you've meal prepped as much as possible so that food is ready and waiting for you. If not like complete meals already made up, then at least you have the ingredients and maybe you've prepped them as much as possible to sort of make dinner prep or lunch prep or breakfast prep easy. And then think of what else do you want to add? Do you want a social media detox? Do you want to put your phone in timeout when you come home from work? Like maybe it just gets plugged in the kitchen and you just stay away from it. Maybe, you get up, you walk through the kitchen, you look, make sure nobody's messaged you, but you're not like, it's not right there in your hand all the time. So you give your brain a break. Maybe it's doing meditation every day and you haven't been doing that. So you're going to figure out, when are you going to meditate? Is it going to be in the morning, after work, in the evening? Maybe as part of your cleanse, you want to do some radical self-care that looks like taking an evening bath or self-massage, or maybe scheduling an actual massage out at a massage therapist. Think about what you want to do and schedule it or prep for it, whatever it means, whatever you need to do to make sure that it happens. I want to talk briefly about food. Now, I do have down below, I will link a blog post that I did on this topic in which I do sort of list out some of the seasonal foods, because again, we're going to eat a lot of veggies and some fruit. I want to make sure that as much as possible that they're seasonal. I don't want to be eating mangoes for my spring cleanse. I want to eat berries. I want to eat maybe apples because they're still in season because we have them from fall. I'll list that. Not everything you eat has to be seasonal, but you want to include as much as possible. And then you need to think about your meals, and you want to think about how to prep specifically the veggies to make them taste good. I know so many people who just think vegetables are boring and gross. And a lot of times it's because the only way they ever prep them is like steaming them or warming up vegetables from the freezer or from a can. No, you can do that. If that's fine for you and you like that, fine. But to me, I like to go to the produce section this time of year, get a bunch of fresh veggies. I roast them up. I might grill them, but this time of year it's still pretty cold out a lot of times, so I'm roasting them in my oven, or I might grill them on my grill pan. But you want to make sure that you're cooking them in a flavorful way. You're spicing them. You're using a lot of pungent flavors, so a lot of like garlic and ginger, even like cinnamon or cardamom, like warm spices. You want to include also some astringent and bitter flavors. So that's going to be like your baby greens and your dandelions. The easiest way to include a bunch of veggies into your diet is to make a big pot of very vegetable soup and to make a big salad, and then to roast up a bunch of veggies to have either as side dishes or toppings for your salad or toppings for a pizza, whatever it might be. So prep soup, salad, roasted veggies. If you do that, you can eat healthy for days. Again, you can find more information down in my blog post, but I want to just touch on just some meal ideas. So when you're thinking like, I don't even know, what would I eat? I need some ideas on how to create this cleanse plan. Breakfast. If you make up some jars of overnight oats with like oatmeal, milk, berries, put those jars in your fridge. And I think I have a video on overnight oats too that I will link down in the bottom. Make up some overnight oats. Again, you can do it on the weekend. You can make jars for all week long and then you just grab one to go every morning. You can also make ahead maybe like a veggie quiche or frittata and then have a slice of that and maybe half a grapefruit every morning for breakfast. If you really want to juice, you can juice. Again, I'm not a huge fan of juicing as a meal. I sort of like it more as a supplement, but you do you. If you have a little time to make breakfast in the morning, one of my favorite breakfasts is a salad with a fried egg on top and a piece of whole grain toast. It sounds maybe kind of funny to have salad for breakfast, but put an egg on top, it's breakfast. For a snack, have some raw veggies cut up with some hummus. You can make your own hummus really easy or purchase it, whatever makes sense for you. Maybe some whole wheat crackers as a snack. Maybe I like a piece of whole grain toast with some avocado smushed on top. That's delicious as well. It doesn't have to be anything too complicated, but it has to be easy to get to, easy to eat. Otherwise, you're likely to go the non-healthy route. Also on that subject, even just like a banana or some like little clementine oranges, also very easy. And then lunches, dinners. This doesn't have to be complicated. You have the soup that you made, right? You have salad. You can grill up some fish or some chicken to put on that salad, or you can have the fish and the chicken with a side of like roasted veggies. If you feel you need a little bit of carb in there, maybe add a little brown rice or quinoa. You can do a whole Buddha bowl if that sounds good to you, like rice, quinoa, some veggies, greens, dress it up with some lemon dressing. Delicious. I'm also a big fan of homemade pizza. I make up my own crust. It doesn't take a lot, little flour, little yeast. Make up the crust, put on like whatever you want. Like it could be pesto, it could be sauce, and a little bit of cheese and a whole bunch of your roasted veggies. Yummo. Again, a cleanse does not have to be overly complicated. Cut out the stuff that you don't want, eat really healthy, and get a little bit of exercise, movement, whether it's walking every day, doing a little yoga, take care of yourself, do something that you enjoy, cut out the stuff that you don't. I hope this video has inspired you to plan your own cleanse. Again, keep it simple, keep it gentle. You're much more likely to be successful. And really, that's all you need. You don't need craziness. You need gentle moderation and self-care. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day.